Welcome to Wanderlust Wishes, the podcast where we explore the world one destination at a time.
I'm Julie.
And I'm Krystle.
As travel agents with fantastical vacations, we are here to share our passion for travel and help you turn your wanderlust into reality.
From hidden gems to bucket list adventures, join us as we dive into the sights, sounds, and stories of our favorite destinations.
So grab your passport, pack your bags, and let's embark on this journey together. Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 89 of Wanderlust Wishes. Today, we are going to focus on a trip for Disney adults. This is not for first-timers or rope drop to close type family trips. This is literally just our Disney adults. You want to take a trip, and how does that work? However, before we get started, I do want to give a shout out to my mom. She finished the Disneyland half marathon this morning, so she can officially get her coast to coast medal for Run Disney. So I know she's really excited. She's probably still on an airplane at this point on the longest flight ever after she ran a half marathon and then went to the airport, basically.
That's so awesome. And she did the cruise one too. So,
and she's bringing us back churro toffee. So mission accomplished. So excited about that. Okay, so jumping back into the topic. Really, this is, like I said, this is going to be about adults that love Disney World and you just want to go on a trip. It's relaxed and it's intentionally about being an adult at Disney World. These trips are not about kind of the go, go, go that you're used to with when you go as a family or when you go as a group. This is not about doing more. This is about intentional time at the parks.
I feel like I've done more adults only than with my family lately, and it's glorious.
Yeah, it's very different. And to be honest, I think we both get a little bit of mom guilt when we're there without the kids, for sure. But it's a completely different vibe. It definitely is more relaxing. But when you go and you haven't been without your kids ever, or if it's been a long time, you do feel like you're missing something. Like you feel like you forgot something when you leave the resort, and that you forgot to pack something or whatever, because it's just a whole different level.
Missing all the little people.
Yeah. So today we're going to just break this down, how to plan with no kids, obviously with the most updated experiences that are available, real examples. Let's get to it.
All right. So the thing we got to start with first is the adults only mindset shift. The biggest difference between a family trip and an adults only trip is the flexibility. So adults can start later. You can eat at off-peak times, maybe, unless you have hangry.
Make sure you have snacks, for sure.
You can stay out later. You can build your days around experiences instead of ride counts. Instead of stacking your day wall to wall, we always recommend choosing 2 or 3 anchor moments per day. And that could be a signature dinner, maybe a nicer dinner, a lounge experience, maybe a special fireworks viewing, or one truly meaningful attraction. And then everything else just becomes optional. So this little bit of a mindset shift alone can change the entire feel of your Disney trip.
Absolutely. And one of the foundational things that you want to think about whenever you're going on this trip or you're planning this trip is, where do you want to stay? You are going to be thinking about it differently than if you had your family with you or your kids with you. There are a couple of resort areas or resorts just in general that are pretty well known for great vibes for an adult-only trip. One of those is the Yacht Club Resort. And I think in general, just that area around EPCOT is a great spot for an adults-only trip. But Yacht Club, it's quieter, it's more refined. Obviously, you have walkable access to EPCOT, which is definitely an anchor park when you're talking about an adult trip. It's very easy to get around. You're right there at Crescent Lake, across from where the BoardWalk is. Another one is going to be Coronado Springs Resort, and especially the tower. That tower has completely changed the vibe of the resort overall. The tower is very sleek and modern and updated. It has Toledo's, and then it has Dahlia Lounge. It's a rooftop lounge with cocktails, tapas, and obviously being at the top of the tower, you get sunset views that you can see across the property. It's just a fantastic spot. I mentioned earlier the BoardWalk. That's also a great option because it has some nightlife options on the BoardWalk. And it's also right next door to EPCOT, which is fantastic. I do want to kind of throw out a honorable mention for Port Orleans French Quarter. I think that's a great spot for adults as well. It's definitely a very relaxed, low-key vibe. In general, it's a smaller resort. It has Scat Cat's Lounge, and it obviously has the beignets. So it's a great spot as well.
Next, let's talk about your anchor park. For me and for most people I know, that's going to be EPCOT. And if you take only one thing from this episode, let it be this. EPCOT is going to change the way that you do Disney as an adult. You can start late, you can stay late, you can just meander. In 2025, EPCOT introduced a truly adult-focused offering with GEO-82, the lounge inside Spaceship Earth. So this has been a game changer. This is a 21 and older lounge with cocktails, small plates, and more of a refined atmosphere. It's not loud, it's not rushed, it feels more intentional. Something even more special is if you do the fireworks experience inside GEO-82. So it's more of an adults-only evening event that includes champagne, light bites, and reserved firework viewing, and you're elevated over the fireworks. So this debuted last summer and is one of the clearest signals that Disney is designing experiences specifically for adults. And then outside of ticketed events, EPCOT nights shine with World Showcase pacing. Instead of rushing pavilion to pavilion, adults can focus on 2 or 3 countries, enjoy live music, the drinks, the ambience, and it's just chef's kiss.
Especially with all of the festivals that they have, those are also just prime time for adults trip. Okay, so Magic Kingdom, it's still going to be on an adult itinerary. It's just a different approach. So instead of trying to go, and conquer every single ride in the park, it's really more about focusing on nostalgia. Some of the rides that are maybe a little on the nostalgic, they're slower side, Haunted Mansion, Pirates of the Caribbean, and then add into that the nighttime energy of the fireworks. A lot of times, which I'm a big fan of this regardless, but adding in a dessert party to the fireworks is amazing because you don't have to worry about cramming in with all the other people and getting in line early to get a good spot. They have that spot reserved for you. So it's phenomenal. I love it. Another thing that you can add to EPCOT, Magic Kingdom, and Hollywood Studios, on select nights, they have after hours events. They are amazing. They are great for lower crowds because it is a separately ticketed event. So it is an additional charge. But if you're there for an adult-only trip and you're not worried about keeping the kids out late, this is a great option for you. The Magic Kingdom nights are on Mondays, Hollywood Studios Wednesdays, and EPCOT dates are on Thursdays. We can post the dates in our podcast notes.
Well, and even beyond that, just staying deluxe and getting the extra couple deluxe evening hours. Not everything is open like it is for the ticketed events, but just to have some more kid-free time in the evening, just strolling, riding a couple rides, low waits, low crowds. Next up, Hollywood Studios. We do like Hollywood Studios, but for adults, we would say in shorter, more intentional windows. So maybe pick 1 or 2 headliners early on, then maybe a block of indoor shows, and then an exit before peak afternoon heat. One adult favorite stop for us and a lot of friends is Baseline Tap House, which offers craft beer, wine, small bites, in a calmer corner of the park. A lot of people who love to just sit and work here.
Yeah, or people watch. Yeah.
Yeah. This is a great reset point before heading out for an evening at your resort.
Okay. Animal Kingdom, it already has kind of a more relaxed vibe. So going to Animal Kingdom and not feeling like you have to be there at park open, just kind of getting there when you feel like it and not focusing on the rides like we mentioned with the other parks. It's a great one to just walk around and soak up the atmosphere. It also has Nomad Lounge, which is a great spot if you want to just stop and just chill for a little bit. That's a great spot for atmosphere as well. You have the option to walk the trails. Take your time walking the trails. Don't feel like you're rushed. They have street performers and just lots of people watching in general. If you were to go to Nomad Lounge and just chill out for a little bit, again, some people watching, get some churros, some gluten-free churros, by the way, for those of you that need gluten-free. And then other things that you can do at Animal Kingdom include the extra tours or like behind the scene tours. You have the Savannah tours. You have a couple of behind the scene tours for the animals, like Caring for Giants for the elephants. And then there's also a rhinoceros tour as well. And those are just a fun educational thing that you can do.
If you haven't caught on by now, lounges are your cheat code. We've mentioned quite a few. They are definitely a secret weapon of adult-only trips. They're flexible, they're social, they're often easier to fit into your day than a full table service meal, and usually they're easier to reserve. They have better openings and offerings. A few current favorites include the Enchanted Rose at the Grand Floridian for elegant cocktails, Abracadabra for themed drinks near EPCOT, Rose and Crown Pub for a lively but relaxed evening atmosphere. And then maybe just instead of booking 3 heavy meals a day, we recommend one signature dining reservation and then filling in the rest with lounges and flexible options, snacking.
Yeah, just snacking around your day. It does require that you have DVC, but there is a DVC lounge that's on top of the Contemporary, and it's fantastic. If you have the opportunity to go to it as an adult, it's amazing. It has fantastic food offerings and drinks. It's themed after villains, so that's like my cup of tea all around. So it was great.
Feel like you need to get us reservations for June?
Yes, it was fantastic. Thing is, I don't think you can get reservations. I think you have to show up. And that's the hard part, is you have to just get there.
We can do that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But if you get there, like right around when it opens, it's not that hard. Okay. So evenings. We've kind of mentioned this a little bit already, but the BoardWalk remains a really strong area for nighttime options. Abracadabra for cocktails. They still have the Atlantic Dance Hall for dancing. They have Bellevue Lounge for quieter conversation. Sadly, Jelly Roll's permanently closed in case you haven't been in a while. That was a sad announcement for us because we had a good time when we were there, but they still have a lot of other options.
I miss Jelly Rolls. We had so much fun.
I know.
Shout out to our fellow agents who got up there to sing. All right. Something else that can be pretty special is your rest day. So before we jump into some sample itineraries, let's talk about something adults are finally giving themselves permission to do at Disney World. And this is a rest day. This is not a sleep in and maybe scroll your phone kind of rest day. This is more luxury, intentional adult kind of rest day. One of our favorite ways to build this into an adults-only trip is by centering it around the Grand Floridian. So start the morning slow. Maybe don't set an alarm. No need for lightning lanes. And book a spa appointment at the Grand Floridian. If you did not know, surprise, they have a amazing spa. You can get a massage, facial, any sort of body treatment. This is one of the most refined spa experiences on Disney property and immediately resets your energy mid-trip. So maybe after the spa, roll straight to brunch. Grand Floridian has multiple elevated dining options that feel worlds away from park chaos, and this is the kind of day where you linger, no rushing, no checking the time, maybe order a mimosa.
Or 3.
The beauty of a rest day is that it gives you your trip breathing room. Your feet can recover, your patience resets, and suddenly the second half of your vacation feels brand new again. So after a nice relaxing day, when evening rolls around, it's a good transition into one of the most underrated adult experiences, and this is a monorail crawl. Start at the Grand Floridian with Enchanted Rose for cocktails in an elegant setting. Hop on the monorail to the Polynesian for tropical drinks and island vibes. Maybe grab an app. Maybe grab a burger at Wailulu.
Yeah.
And then finish the Contemporary, where lounges and open spaces give you incredible views and a very grown-up Disney energy. Maybe catch the fireworks. This is no tickets required for the park, so there's no crowds, just fun, cocktails, atmosphere. This is the kind of day that makes you fall in love with the resorts and makes it really feel like you're on vacation and not working on vacation,
Right.
like a lot of Disney trips can feel like sometimes.
This definitely needs to be on the itinerary for June.
I
I
agree.
feel this is definitely a thing.
I missed the last one and I was bummed because I was sitting in the airport on a delay getting all the texts about which places on the monorail crawl everybody was meeting.
No. Okay. So let's talk about some sample itineraries. This is obviously just a sample option. There are lots of options out there, and we can work with you to build whatever it is that you want to do, whatever is the most important. But let's start off with a 3-night adult getaway. Your arrival night, you just do resort dinner, maybe a lounge. Day 1, you start at EPCOT. You have a late start, just kind of casually roam through and don't worry about any kind of rope dropping. Get a reservation at the GEO-82 Lounge and then do World Showcase that evening and just take your time walking around. Day 2, Hollywood Studios in the morning. Kind of like we mentioned, Hollywood Studios is for an adult trip is probably going to be just like a quick in and out, then have a midday break. That midday break could be sitting at Baseline Tap House for a little bit or going somewhere else that's not at Hollywood Studios. And then take the rest of the evening and get maybe a dinner reservation and do the boardwalk that night. Day 3, do an Animal Kingdom morning, very relaxed day. Have a relaxed lunch, maybe at Nomad Lounge. If you don't want to be tied down to a particular location, I can't help but say Yak and Yeti because I freaking love Yak and Yeti. So I love that place for lunch. But if you're not looking for like something where you have a reservation and you just want to walk up, Nomad Lounge is a great option as well. And then you leave after your day at Animal Kingdom.
All right, let's chat through a 5-night, just more relaxed trip. So day 1, we're going to arrive and then we're going to hit up Enchanted Rose for some light bites and maybe some drinks that night. Day 2, we're going to do the Magic Kingdom classics, maybe go against the crowd at Rope Drop, maybe meander down Main Street and grab some Starbucks early, and then we're going to have some fireworks. Day 3, we're going to have a resort morning, maybe a nice pool, relaxation, and Disney Springs for dinner. Day 4, Epcot all day. Fireworks that night, maybe see how many countries we can shop through. Day 5, Animal Kingdom and farewell cocktails. Even though I'm not gluten-free, I do enjoy the churros at Nomad, so another vote for those. And if you go back and listen to our Eating Through Animal Kingdom episode, there's so many hidden gems. Good food
Absolutely.
in Animal Kingdom. You could spend all day and be eating stuff. So
I think another good mention, it's not at the park, but it's at Animal Kingdom Lodge. Sanaa is super well known for their bread service as well. And just like the whole vibe is phenomenal. And if you happen to get a table that's by a window, you would be able to see the animals out on the safari. So that's also a great option if you're in the Animal Kingdom area.
so much easier when I don't have kids in tow and dealing with strollers.
In general, it's just easier for you to just grab a reservation if you're like, yeah, let's do that, and just look on the app and see what's out there, what's available, and so much easier than having to worry about who likes what kind of food and who's gonna, complain that it's this or that.
We didn't even talk about this, but without kids, it is so easy to Uber around the parks from a resort to a restaurant to a different park. I feel like a lot of our trips are quick little $5 Ubers through the bubble.
Yeah.
Because we don't need a car seat. We don't have to juggle 5 other humans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you also split it. When you're doing something like that for your family, like it's your budget. If you're with 2 or 3 other adults, you can just split it amongst 3 of you, and it's not that big a deal. To summarize everything that we've talked through, I think the theme has been pretty clear that this is a more like relaxed, intentionally relaxed trip, and that you aren't worried whether your child has everything packed in their park bag, or that you remembered to bring their magic band, or that they forgot to bring their water bottle, or whatever. That you're kind of only worried about yourself, which can be tough, especially for moms. Again, I know the mom guilt, but you're kind of just worried about really just looking at what is a one must-do reservation that we want for dining. What is a couple of rides that we want to ride that are more meaningful to us, and not just because they're like the next big thing, or they're more exciting, or because they're an any height ride that our child can ride and we want to make sure everybody's included. Then you have the lounges where you can just walk up most of the time and get on a wait list. If there is even a wait, sometimes you just walk in, especially if it's just a couple of you. It's not very difficult to walk up and get a spot. It's really just all about that flexibility. You just walk up and, okay, this is where we want to go. And then building in a lot more non-park time, because you're still getting the magic of Walt Disney World, but it's restorative, and you kind of get the best of both worlds. You get that Disney magic plus some me time that's not about being on my feet and running around to different rides. It's less rushed and relaxing in general. So
I'm so excited for our next.
I know this is making me really excited for our June trip.
Although I think it would also be fun just to do one with John, but we always play the parent guilt and be like, oh, we should just take the kids.
In June, I'm going to have a family trip that's in the beginning of June. So I'll have my trip with my family, which will give me that kind of, will fill that cup for me, where I have a family trip and have some time with my family. And then a few weeks later, I'm going to be back in the same area. Although it's not specifically Walt Disney World, that's not like the focus of this trip. I think building in a day for us to do, even if it's not a park day, if it's just like we talked about, that non-park day, that's just the spa at Grand Floridian and a monorail hop type day. I think that would be so fun to get a small group to do that. Accepting applications for, I'm just kidding.
I was going to say Lindsay and Leslie, I'm sure they will be all over that.
Yeah, probably. And I know Mama Margie would want to go.
Disney World does not have to be exhausting to be magical. When you plan with intention, adults-only trips become about the atmosphere, food, conversation, and experiences that feel special again. No kids, all vibes. Maybe some extra drinks. Smart planning changes everything. So if you want help building an adult-only itinerary that actually fits your travel style, reach out. We'd love to help plan one of these. I'm just throwing a last-minute one together for February 10th. We're putting them at Coronado because why not? We can add you to that list. So reach out.
Thank you so much, everybody, for listening. We hope that everybody is safe and warm from all the crazy winter weather that's going around. We will talk to you all next week. Bye. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Wanderlust and Wishes.
If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review on your favorite podcast platform.
And remember, the world is full of wonders waiting to be explored. Until next time, happy travels.
Bye for now.